Okay, so once it's been installed, you'll have, like I said, I have a lot more than just one right now. But if you're in the one that you have, you're going to see three links there. There's the first one is the one that's your public link. So it probably says netid, your netid.msu.domains. That's the one you send your friends and family. The second one is where you log in. It's called WP Admin. It's where you log into it. The third one is a help site. Maddie said this back in the beginning. She said she loves that you can log in one spot here and have access to everything that you're doing. So this cPanel space is where you can log into everything. So if you log into your WordPress, no matter how many you have, if you log in through this cPanel site, you only have to enter in that password that you reset earlier in the day. That's the only place you have to go, and you can get all into it. So once you go into your WP admin, in the links that I sent you in the email, there's a couple of really good starter tutorials. Also, I'd be happy to meet with you guys as a group, individually. We can find time to do this. It's loading here for us. Okay, so you're all going to see this critical error thing showing up right now. We're working on getting that fixed. I can actually see the emails going back and forth as we're sitting in here about it. So that should not normally show up. Some of these other things will show up. You can say nope, maybe later, no thanks, etc. But what you want to first do is you can go here and you can visit the site. So up in the top under my blog, you can always visit your site. And that's going to take you out to the public version of it. So right now you can see it's pretty plain. It just has a few things in here that we put in that are suggestions for what you might start building out. There's a little bit of information about what it is, but that's all it is. You can go back here to your dashboard, again using the My Blog up here, and this gets you back to the back end of it. So a couple of spaces that are important for WordPress. One is the posts. So these are what you traditionally think of as blog posts. So they're things that are date and time stamped. They're designed to be written with a date and time in mind. So you can get there by clicking on posts. It'll take you to the post page.
And with thinking about the date and the time, that if you are utilizing that feature on your site, imagine that that's dynamically shifting and changing as you're updating and posting one.
So you can see down here there's a demonstration blog post. I could add a new one through this Add New Post button up here, or I could click on this one and edit it, and you'll see when you get into it that it provides you with a pretty familiar editing interface that you'll see all around the web. So you can type in here, you can use these to do everything you're going to do to format your text. And if you wanted to add images, you would click the Add Media button. From here, it goes to your media library. You could select files, upload them, and it will insert them in. The other thing you can do is right up here where it says paragraph, that's where your headings are. So if you want to actually structure your content so it's accessible, you can use headings in this way. We won't talk a lot about that today.
Some of you, if you're a little bit slightly more advanced, you can also click on text instead of the visual interface, and it changes what you're looking at. There is, like, you could, if you're really familiar with code as well, you can interface it with your computer that way, rather than with the visual editor.
Yeah. So you can write HTML right in here. You would click update to update it, and that's what saves it and posts it. There are some other things over here on the right about visibility, status, etc. So you can change things around. So if you're moving stuff from another site, or if you're like me, who when I started building my site, I have stuff all over the web from like 25 years of working on things. I was trying to pull it from all over. I have posts that I kind of really want to keep, but they're from 2004. So I don't want people to think that they're my new posts or new ideas, but they're things that I want to keep and I want to have up there as record of my scholarship. So you could actually change your publish date here. So I could put something on my site and change the publish to 2004, so it'll show up way in the bottom, but it'll still be searchable. Okay, the other place, so media, if you were to click on media, you would go to the media library, which is where the images were that I had just showed you. Links, don't worry about that for now. Pages are the other thing that's really big. So pages are the pages on your site that are more static things. So they're things that don't need a date and time stamp. They're things that stay there a lot. So things like your bio. Maybe things like a list of your publications. Maybe things that are like about my research lab or something like that. So that would be things there. In the case of a faculty member, you might have a page about your book. I know several faculty members in the college. Do you have a page about your book?
I do.
Yeah, see, so Ben has a page all about his book. That would be a way to use the page. So pages look just like posts when you're editing them. Okay, last couple of things in here. Appearance and plugins. So appearance is your themes. So there's two important things with appearance. One, where you change your themes. And two, so you can go in here and you can choose different ones to activate. You can also go up here to add new. It will take you out to the candy store of themes, and you can pick out things that you want. Like I said, nothing ever looks right, and apparently there's an error with WordPress.com right now, so we won't even worry about that. But if we go back to appearance here with our theme, the other important thing is the customize feature. So this is where when you get a theme, either this theme or other themes, this is where you're going to customize what your site looks like. So when you click on that, it's going to give you a page that allows you to upload some different image files as headers, to change your menus, other things like that, homepage settings. So there's a lot of things in here that are useful. We don't have time to really run through them today, but know that that's where that is in every theme. Every theme has a customizer that works in that way. The last thing is plugins. We'll get to that in a second when it loads. Plugins are ways to extend the functionality of your site. You can use plugins for just about anything you can imagine that you want your site to do. Someone has probably written a plugin for it. So when you go to the plugin store, it's a little better than going to the theme store in terms of finding things. So you can find stuff and install it. And what I typically tell everyone to do is think about it like if you were buying something on Amazon. So look for something that has a high star rating, a lot of reviews, and as many active installations as possible, and that wasn't updated too long ago. So something like BuddyPress, 4.5 stars, 314 reviews, 200,000 plus installations, and last updated 2 months ago. That might be something that I try. If I were to go in here and say, let's choose simple as an example and see what happens. So we get some really good ones in here, but we could probably scroll. Wow, there seem to be a lot of really good ones around this.
You actually do see a check mark, and it talks about compatibility. That's really important. If you want the plugin to actually function with the theme you've chosen, you want it to make sure it says a check mark is compatible. Otherwise, it won't actually function correctly with your theme.
So here's a good one that I would not get, right? So it has 3.5 stars, 10 reviews, 3,000 plus installations. It's untested with my version of WordPress, and it was last updated 3 years ago. Plugins are an invitation to hack your website. Out-of-date plugins are an invitation to hack your website. So that's why you don't want to have things that are kind of out of date like this. So I think that gives us a good overview and a starting point.
The menu would be the only other thing. So
The what?
the menu. It's under appearance.
So under appearance, that's a good point, Maddie, the menu. So under appearance, you can choose it from the customizer or you can choose it from the menu here. And it's called menus. And if you are creating pages and they're not showing up on your site, it's probably because you don't have them in the menu.
This is particularly important if you're not using the MSU templates. It's already created a menu.
Yeah, and the MSU templates, it's already here, and a lot of other ones, it may not be. And this is where, in order to add things, you would choose your thing here. So let's say blog post is already on there. But let's say I wanted to add it on there again. I would check it, add to menu.
This is where you can also click on it, hold, and move it slightly.
And add it here.
And do sub pages.
right? So if I wanted news and publications to be a sub page of bio, that I would do that. I could put lab down there too. I could even make it a sub page of news and publications. And then if I save this menu here,
The menu structure too, the menu creation is really helpful. So there's a series of widgets that if you end up getting into that, you might have to leverage the menu functionality in order to have anything show up in those widgets.
So you-
What you actually do, if you're used to using a blank template from scratch, you'll need to create that and set it as your top menu.
so here you've got bio, which pulls down to news and publications, which pulls down to projects, just like we did in the menu. So I'm going to stop there.